I chose to compare SAP Business One and Sage Intacct as they both are used in the small to mid-market range of businesses. SAP and Sage are the second and third ranked ERP system software companies out there in the market currently. They both offer great benefits, so which one is the right fit for your company? Well, that's going to depend on several variables. Some of the variables to consider when selecting an ERP system include how large is your company and what are your growth plans? What's their budget on the cost for operating an ERP system? And also, do you need the system to help you stay compliant, audit ready at all times? Most ERP systems have implementation costs as well as annual subscription costs. A typical annual subscription cost for SAP B1 is anywhere between $5,000 up to $50,000. This will depend on several variables such as your size of business, modules needed, and other variables. Implementation costs of the system can be anywhere from $5,000 to $75,000. An annual subscription cost for Sage Intacct will run you anywhere from about $6,000 to $35,000, whereas the implementation cost of this product will usually run about 1 to 1.5 times the annual subscription cost. So both systems seem to be similarly priced if the business needs were about the same. Let's look at some other factors. Now let's talk about installation. This can be a lengthy process, usually about 3 months in total, depending on the size and scope of your business. To implement SAP Business One, you'll have to go through several steps, which include identifying the project, testing, final preparation, and follow through with support. The implementation steps for Sage Intacct are very similar to SAP B1. You must discover what project you would like to cover in Sage. You must assess current processes with your business and design a framework to integrate with Sage. Then you must test and train your staff on proper use and continued operation and support from Sage. In either ERP system, you will need to set up the chart of accounts. There are two different approaches of doing this. A historical approach, which creates a separate account for each individual trait of a parent account. This ends up in a long, lengthy list of accounts. The modern approach to setting up the chart of accounts allows you to select a parent account and then add dimensions or traits, which are like attributes, to that separate account without making too many accounts. In SAP B1, you can create a chart of accounts by using the financial module. There you can utilize user-friendly drop-down menus to create and assign accounts. From what I can tell, the software is using the historical approach. You can see the examples used in the accounts labeled EUR Bank Number 1 with its very similar but slightly different accounts listed underneath of it. After creating the accounts, you can assign account determination rules, which will help make sure that the right transactions get posted to the right accounts and roll up to each associated parent account. In Sage Intacct, you follow a similar process to create a chart of accounts by using a user-friendly drop-down menus and options to assign and name your accounts. After you create your account, you can then opt to include the different dimensions associated with that account. In Sage, you use the dimensions when posting journal entries from a drop-down box. As you can see in this example, this account has 3 different dimensions. Let's talk about some dashboard and reporting features. Both systems allow for customized dashboards to be created to show relevant information to each user. This is an example from one from SAP B1. And this is a sample dashboard from Sage Intacct. Dashboards can be very helpful to summarize large amounts of data into meaningful graphs, charts, statements, and other metrics. This is a great way for a manager to get a top-down level view of the company and how it is operating. For reporting features, SAP pushes heavily on utilizing its own Crystal reporting software it has created to write and share reports between different software systems. In order to utilize this in SAP B1, you must first make a connection from the Crystal program to your SAP B1. After you have made the connection, you can select different accounts and fields in order to customize your report, such as different dates, types of information, or other characteristics. After selecting your information, you can format the report so they look organized, accurate, and clean. From this reporting screen in Crystal Reporting, you can drill down on specific items from each report to get a closer look at the details that make up the report. In Sage Intacct, you can make customizable reports by using their internal reporting features in the Report Center. Similar to the report we saw in SAP, in Sage Intacct, users can click on the Show Data button and drill down to get a closer look at the specifics that make up the report. Let's talk about control procedures. Both SAP and Sage offer different internal control procedures and features within their software to help any company stay compliant. System support. Among traditional support options, both of these companies also provide a unique approach to support options by building online communities filled with knowledgeable experts and past customers. In this environment, you can get troubleshooting tips or best practices from a group that works with each product daily. In conclusion, both ERPs have value. Your choice will depend on which one would be a better fit for your business. Through my research on the internet from various sources, I've learned that Sage Intacct is often preferred in customer reviews while SAP has a bigger market share.